I was watching one of the opening scenes of Star Trek Discovery, and I noticed it's an example of a problem evident in too many films and TV shows. The setup of the scene is this. We meet these two characters as they've just come down to an alien planet. They then proceed to tell each other things that in the circumstances presented, they would both already know.
We come in peace. That's why we're here. Isn't that the whole idea of Starfleet? This drought's gonna last 89 years. The Crepusculans are facing extinction as a species. See those egg sacs? Those are their offspring.
They've survived here for over 1,000 years, Michael.
Right. And if we don't do something now, they won't live another 1,000 hours.
Why would two characters tell each other things that they both already know? Because they're not telling each other. They're telling us. But that's the problem. They're telling us.
The camp is a camouflage. Inside the camp is a hangar. Beneath that hangar, Skynet has hidden its final weapon.
The problem with telling us things is, we have to passively listen instead of actively engaging in the story. And if you do too much telling in your film,
Inside the camp is a hangar.
it becomes weighed down and unengaging. But the audience isn't psychic, so nearly every narrative film has to give them information so they can understand the story. And if you don't want to just tell them, how do you do it? Let's look at this scene from Ocean's 12. What story information do we need from this scene? Well, this film is a sequel, and we haven't seen this character since the previous film. So we need to know what he's doing, get the sense it's not going too well, and understand he's probably going to do what the character who's come to get him wants.
This don't bother you.
Of course it bothers me, mate, but what the do you want me to do about it?
Well, it's up. You can't hear none of the lyrics. You can't even get with the beat with all them bleeps in it.
If you want to sing it on the radio, this is what you're going to have to do.
Well, it's isn't it? It's totally
Right, it's
What the is that?
somebody must be in too.
All points covered, and more importantly, we got to engage in the story and figure it out for ourselves, presenting us with the information and letting us figure out the story for ourselves is one of the great tools storytellers have to hook us. Because figuring something out for ourselves is so satisfying.
Game? What's a game? Oh, a game.
It's great when we figure out the big parts of a story, like who is Kaiser Soze. But it can also be done in individual scenes.
Let me ask you a question. You ever think about, Fuck no. Good. Imagine those fucking losers blowing their skulls all over the band troop.
It's fucking pathetic.
The characters don't have to tell us they're both depressed. The great writing sets it up, and we figure it out. It can even be done for individual beats within a scene. You could tell us that no one gives a fuck what the main character thinks. Or you could set it up and let us...
What do you say, 20 bucks, whoever cracks the psycho's name?
He won't give his name.
Morty's? Anyone? Where I'm heading.
figure it out. Now, almost every narrative film does have to tell us some things, especially films with complicated plots.
We need to find out, do they make conscious choices, or is their motivation so instinctive that they don't understand a why question at all? And biggest of all, we need to have enough vocabulary with them that we understand their answer.
And there are forms of storytelling that derive their impact from just telling us things, particularly documentary.
LeMay said if we'd lost the war, we'd all have been prosecuted as war criminals. And I think he's right. he, and I'd say I, were behaving as war criminals. LeMay recognized that what he was doing would be thought immoral if his side had lost. But what makes it immoral if you lose and not immoral if you win?
Now look, I'm not saying this is easy. I really admire writing this good. And I'm also sure the writers on Star Trek know that having the characters cringingly tell us things is not the ideal way to do it. So really I'm talking to that producer who might be sitting in the back saying, explain it more, explain it more. Perhaps thinking there's no downside in over-explaining, so everyone in the audience definitely understands. But there is. Because every time we become aware a character is saying something for our benefit and not another character's.
Well, here we are at the Brad Goodman Lecture.
We know, Dad.
I just thought I'd remind everybody, after all, we did agree to attend his self-help seminar.
What an odd thing to say.
Your story loses our interest a little. What you need to remember is, we don't want you to tell us a story. We want you to let us... Thanks for watching. If you want to improve your visual storytelling, check out my Instagram, where I upload images that tell stories in a single frame. And while you're here, please like and subscribe, and I'll keep making videos.